I'm in conversation with actor and self-confessed sport fanatic Ranveer Singh. Ranveer, how are we doing today?
Namaskar, sir. I feel on top of the world. I'm here at this amazing facility, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I am speaking to you from the heart of enemy territory. I'm an Arsenal fan. So I'm here today, and I must tell you, it's jaw dropping. This place,
Yes.
you must have heard about it. The new stadium, state of the art, cutting edge technology, brand new. It is an absolute marvel.
I was about to ask you your favorite club, but you began with that. So, what's it like behind enemy lines right now?
Well, you've got to admire what they have going on here. It is an absolutely stunning facility, architectural marvel, a marvel in every sense, really. We went into the locker room, we went pitchside. I met a Premier League legend, Tottenham legend, Ledley King, interacted with him. That was wonderful. We went then on top of the stadium. I'm talking like you are at least 100 story, no,
Wow.
okay, like 50 stories high, and we were on the roof of the stadium where there's this giant golden cockerel. Uh, and then, being an Arsenal fan, this is what you get when you come to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They literally threw me off from the roof of the stadium.
Wow.
Of course,
Yeah.
they were kind enough to put a harness on me, but they did that. So today has been everything from spectacle, awe-inspiring experience, and exhilarating and adrenaline charged as well.
I've never seen you lost at a loss for words, which you now are. So, I can imagine how exciting a day it must have been for you so far. You have always been a sports fan, and fan is a small word for you, if I may use that, because you pretty much follow every sport there is, and you try and do. And what makes football special for you, and why have you been such a huge football follower, football fanatic for so many years?
Uh, I I don't know what it is about sport that just gets me. I really cannot put in words or articulate what it is. There is of course cricket. If you're an Indian, you're born with cricket in your blood, and then there's football and basketball, and I just love. I find watching sports is very therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
I find sportsmen to be like modern day gladiators. I think there is something inexplicable about sports and sportsmen and sports people. It's just I wish I could articulate it for you, but I just love sport and I love playing it. I love watching it. I think there is a certain degree of authenticity
Yeah.
attached to what happens in sport.
Right.
It's in the moment, it's present, it's blood, sweat, and tears. It's a collective endeavor. There are so many microcosms of life itself
Right.
that sports can be representative of, and I think that's what I love about it. I can't get enough,
I
and
know. I'll tell you how big of a sports fan you are.
yeah,
You're
people sometimes get astonished at how much I know, and they're like, "Wow!" Even this morning, Ledley King was like, "You really know your stuff," and that's when I take a beat, and I thought to myself at that point, "Yeah, Ledley King bol raha hai, you really know your stuff. I really know my stuff."
that is
Uh,
validation.
I guess yeah, I'm a legit sports nut, legit football nut, and yeah, therefore you can imagine what this feels like to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's really the stuff of dreams, and like my social media bio says, I am literally like living the dream.
How big of a sports fan you are. It's evident by your life that not only have you acted in one of the biggest sports-based movies in the country, not only do you jet on to US and UK for Premier League and NBA, but you married into the first sports family in the country. you,
Yeah,
yeah, your father-in-law is the goat. Your sister-in-law is
yeah,
like a pro. So
yeah.
when you are over at your in-laws' place, considering there's like such sporting genes in there, are there like backyard badminton or football matches, and how competitive does it get?
We play badminton. Let me tell you, Prakash Padukone, my father-in-law, he's still got it. Whenever picks up a badminton racket, he puts on a show. It's like he'll stand in one place and make you run the entire court. then sometimes when he's in the mood, he'll start doing all these trick shots, which will blow your mind. So yeah, he's almost got this like saint-like energy.
Yeah.
He is, like you said, an absolute legend, and the kind of wisdom about life and values that he shares with us as his kids. Um, that's, I mean, it's invaluable. I really treasure everything and all the life lessons that he teaches us. Deepika kicks my butt in badminton. Let me tell you, I don't think I've beaten her in the. We started dating in 2012. I think it's 10 years. I haven't beaten her in badminton, and God knows I've tried. And it's not for lack of trying. I am running around sweating. And there was a time where she used to beat me under 5, under 10. Now I've come to about 14, 15, 16. So not
You're
bad, but I
getting
still
there.
meet her. But that's one of the activities that my family loves doing. We love sitting around the couch, sitting around the television, watching live sports together. We watch cricket, football, basketball, badminton, the Olympics. It's one of our favorite activities to do together.
One
My
thing that I
sister is a huge Manchester United fan as well. So there's always banter going on between her and I. We watch Manchester United matches together. And yeah, the even the IPL, that's like a big season for me and my
yeah,
family. Sit around and watch. They are huge Bangalore Royal Challengers fans, and I'm partial to the Mumbai Indians,
Mumbai
of course,
Indians.
because we live in Mumbai. So yes, an avid sporting family that's also a very avid sports watching family.
Family. That's wonderful. And what I like about the two of you is that your family, rather, is that you have very neatly demarcated your professional and personal lives. If you are in watching sports, there's nothing about films or whatever is happening in your life that is being talked about. It's just like a normal random family that's watching sports, that's doing whatever they love. And that's pretty nice. And like you said, you get starstruck. You become a fan when you notice Leslie King, when you notice LeBron or someone else, and that happens to you as well when some fans come up to you. Recently, I noticed a video of a fan, tattooing his face on your face on his back. When you meet someone like that who is you can recognize with the passion because you feel the same way for certain other people, sports fans, actors. When you meet someone whose passion is so intense for you, do you get overwhelmed? Do you get concerned?
Yes, I do oftentimes get overwhelmed. But there was one very significant incident that happened in my life a few years ago, not too very long back, but it changed the way I look at the fan and celebrity dynamic forever. And I must narrate it to you.
Yeah, please.
Thierry Henry had come to Mumbai to promote a brand, and it was a brand that is in competition with a brand that I am signed with. So there was a great big question mark whether I'd be able to meet him or not. And I spoke to whoever I spoke to. I was like, guys, everything aside, this guy is my childhood hero. You got to let me meet him. And they were ever so gracious. I went to meet him, and on the way, I was like very excited. But the minute he came in front of me, I broke out into tears, and I couldn't control it. I had no control over my emotions at that time because I saw him in the flesh, and there were tears coming down. And like I said, I had no control. I just started crying, and I guess it's because I've sat in front of the television screen watching Thierry Henry's exploits, and I've felt such emotion for them, and I've cheered him with my core, and jumping out from the couch and screaming when he scores and all of that. In that moment, when I saw him in front of me, it all came back. All those years of admiration, just I couldn't believe that I was meeting him.
Right.
And then he was so patient, so kind, so lovely, so warm with me and with all my friends that I had taken along to meet him, that changed for me forever. Um, and I then, prior to that, I used to think that when people break out into tears when they meet you, and it would happen to me when they tattoo your face or your name on their bodies. I used to find it overwhelming, and I was curious that isn't this a bit much? But when that happened to me, okay, I understood that I had a newfound way of looking at it. There's a new respect that you find for that dynamic, and you look at it very differently. And in that moment, I learned a lesson for life. I I engage those fans very differently now. I'm so much more respectful and sensitive to what they're feeling in that moment, because it happened to me. And then for him to be as warm and kind as he was with me and patient as he was with me, that's like, man, that meant the world to me. And he made me so good and lovely and special that I wish to pay that kind of goodness forward. So after that day, I've engaged fans in a very, very different way, because when I was on the other side and I was in that position, I had that experience, and Henri was that way with me. So I have made it a point to now always pay that goodness forward.
Thank you, Ranveer, for speaking. Thank you for showing me a glimpse of the Tottenham den. I'm myself a Chelsea fan, so it's a different time for me right now. Let's not get into that. But thanks for speaking. Congratulations on being there. You are wonderful. I envy you that you are always in the NBA locker rooms and at Tottenham, and now you'll be going to watch Manchester United. It's the life. You're living the life. Thanks for talking, Ranveer, and hopefully catch you soon. Thank you.